Welcome, Kim Searle here, midlife mentor and cognitive hypnotherapist, helping people to feel emotionally calm and mentally balanced. I wanted to talk today about saying no. I've written an article and I'm posting it out to my newsletter, and I thought I'll do a video. And one of the things that I know from my own perspective is when people say no to me and they don't give me any options, it's like slamming the door in someone's face. And I know I'm not alone in that. And it's really hard because then the person's like, well, what do I do? But of course, saying yes to that person isn't always the right thing for you. So I wanted to give you my 5 tips on how you can say no in a way that is graceful, that allows the other person to feel better about you saying no to them, because obviously we don't want to make them feel bad necessarily. And if it's at work, what you can do to help yourself there. So tip number 1 is to delay the answer. I know that may sound counterintuitive, but if somebody asks you to do something, particularly if they want it right now, you can say the answer will be no. But if you let me go away and think about it, let me see what I can do. What you've done there is you've given them an option to go away and have a look at what you can do. Particularly useful at work, but very useful with other people, particularly family and friends who want things of you. Oh, we're all going out on Saturday night. Come along, you must come. I'd love to, but let me come back to you. And then you can give yourself time and space to think about, is this really good for you? Do you really want to go out? And if you do, then it's a no-brainer. But if you don't, it allows you to work on what you're going to say to them. I really appreciate you asking, but I just don't think I can do it this week. I need a night in. I've got something to do. But next time. Really powerful way of handling a no in a nice way. The second one is to bear in mind that you are important. So valuing yourself really sets strong boundaries between you and those who tend to take up all your time. And you know who I'm talking about. The people who constantly ask favors of you or have expectations of you that really don't work for you anymore. Valuing yourself and saying that you've got things going on is saying no in some respects, and allowing yourself to say, actually, I can't do that. Thank you for asking, but I'm not able to make that date. And become more confident in yourself in being able to say no. You know who these people are who constantly call upon you, and you can prepare your answers. Have a stock in trade list that you can call upon so you're not using the same one every time. But understand what it's doing to you and your time, because I know from some of the stuff that I've seen online is that, parents in particular have some expectations of that their children will always be around on this day, or that they will do X, Y, and Z. And it can be hard to say no to your parents, but actually, I think it's important to. So start to prepare some of the ways that you know people will ask of you, and value your time more so that you can turn around and say, actually, I'd love to help you, but on this occasion, whatever you want to fill that bit in with. The other is just to say no. And the more you say it, the more practiced you can become at it, and the better you can be at it. But I think the real thing there is being able to say no from a place of love, from a place of empowerment and courage, because it's not always easy just to say no. And of course, when I said earlier, it's about the other person, is there another way that you might be able to help them? I can't help you, but perhaps I can put you in touch with somebody. I can't help you, but maybe if you did X, Y, and Z, this might help. So you're not leaving them with no options, because it's that feeling of no options that causes people some consternation when they get told no. And then, of course, there's the whole, sort of saying no, and at work, and worrying about the consequences of that, that somebody will think you can't cope, that you're not doing your job properly, or that you're wasting time. The really powerful one here is to say, actually, yes, I might be able to do it, but only if I can let something go. Because very often what happens is we end up just taking more and more and more on without realizing the impact on ourselves. Whereas when somebody asks you to do something, I think legitimately at work, you can say, let me just check what I've got on. I'm feeling like my diary's quite full. And then going back with what you've got and saying, what can I drop to enable me to help you? Much better conversation. And I have to be honest, when I was at work as a project manager and then a program manager, very often we got the answer no. And if you're a project manager, you'll know that one. But it was about facilitating the other person to come up with the answer for themselves, or to ask for their help in return so that you could help them. Sort of a win-win situation. Much nicer, don't you think? And then, of course, there's that old one, it's not you, it's me. Sometimes somebody asks you to do something and it's just not right for you right now, isn't it? And it could be a whole gamut of information that's in the way. It's not just a busy diary. It just doesn't feel like that it's something you should be doing, or you're too tired and you won't be bringing the right energy to whatever it is you've got to do. So you're not doing it with the right intent. You're doing it for the wrong intent. And this is so key when you're asked to do something. So I want you to think of how you might be able to deal with getting yourself into the right state where you can do something. And that way you can say to the person who's asking you, no, that now's not the right time for me. However, give me a bit of time and let me see if I can come back to you on that. And then allow yourself the opportunity to get yourself in the right space so that you're doing it in a way that works for you too. Because I mentioned earlier, win-win. It's so important, isn't it? That you're getting benefit as well as them, even if you're helping them, that there's something in it for you. I've rambled, but I'm hoping that gives you some idea of how you can start to begin to say no more effectively. And the more you practice it, the more you prioritize you in the equation. You plus them equals the result they're looking for. But wouldn't it be better if it's you plus them equals result for both of us? I think so. And the more we do it with better intent, the intent that actually you're doing it with from a place of love or like, or, wanting to do it, the better it is for everybody. So I'm Kim Searle, midlife mentor, creating emotional calm and mental balance. If you need to speak to me to find out more about how I can help you say no without you having to even really think about it, then I'd love a chat with you. Down below will be the link that will enable you to register for a 30-minute free, no obligation call just to see what we can do. Thank you for listening. Take care. Bye-bye.